Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
Ich warte seit Wochen auf diesen Tag und tanz vor Freude über den Asphalt. Als wär's ein Rhythmus, als gäb's ein Lied, das mich immer weiter durch die Straßen zieht. Komm dir entgegen.
Hello and welcome to Gegenpressing, the Bundesliga podcast. This is the Champions League reaction pod. I'm Manu Fed. He's Stefan Bienkowski. Stefan, how's it going?
Yeah, very, very well. 2 wins out of 2 for German teams so far in Europe, so cannot complain. How about you?
Yeah, pretty good. Enjoying the skiing. Been watching the game. Been staying up late. Watching the game with my dad. He says hi. He's lying in the bed over there reading something, probably the paper. But yeah. Yeah, it's been good. It's been a good few days skiing, but yeah, I enjoyed the game as well. I thought both those games were really quite fascinating, and it's interesting that we had the same scoreline twice.
It is, yeah. It's actually been quite a low-scoring Champions League week, if I'm not mistaken. Even the Benfica Club Brugge game waited till the second half just to get going. And yeah, it was because, I mean, if we just kind of jump straight into this Dortmund game, it was a match that I think could have easily finished like 5-4, really, to either side.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, I think I tweeted that too, that how is a game where both teams are so bad at defending only 1-0? I think it's quite clear what the difference was in this one. And I think although Dortmund were quite lucky in a couple situations, Gregor Kobel, Stefan, what a tremendous performance. It's not just the stops that he made, but every single corner that came in, every single cross that came in, the guy had magnets in his gloves. I just thought it was one of the best goalkeeping performances I have seen in recent months. I think it was actually pretty much perfect.
Yeah, I saw your tweet saying you should be man of the match, and I probably agree with you, to be honest. You know, not just because he made that big save at the very end, but just because, you know, I'm trying to gauge how Dortmund fans think about this, and obviously if you're a Dortmund fan, obviously your subscriber, let us know what you think in the comments to this, because I have seen some grumbling about Kobel from time to time. I'm not quite sure why, but I mean, I've kind of always thought he was a good player for them. I thought it was a good signing for them in the first place, and you know, following that again, maybe it's just because he made that save like in the final minutes of the game, and maybe that's what was fresh in my mind. But it did kind of make me think that, you know, he comes up with these big saves so often this season that you know, you don't really want to see like a goalkeeping save the same as a goal, but it can have the same sort of galvanizing effect on a team, I think, and just to have a player like that between the posts must make such a difference to Dortmund than, you know, a few years ago. I mean, obviously, every Dortmund fan knows that team has just been so held back by goalkeepers, really ever since Weidenfeller left. And, you know, obviously Robin Burki is the main culprit in that regard, but it's such an overlooked position that, in the sense that, you know, you can have a player like Burki who 9 out of 10 times is perfectly fine, but if you trade that for what is now perhaps one of the best players in Dortmund's team, it completely kind of flips the kind of almost the nature of that team and the kind of gravitational center of that team. And I think this game against Chelsea was a perfect example of that extra gear that Dortmund have. You know, going into this game, we spent so much time talking about how, you know, Dortmund have this great attack and how Terzic can bring on Bayern Gittins or Gio Reyna, or, you know, Anthony Modeste came on, doesn't even use Daniel Malin anymore because he's got so much attacking talent. But this actually felt like a game in which that defence was really put to the test. And while I'm not sure that everyone played particularly well, I thought Kobel was in particular outstanding, and I just think that kind of performance is just as important as, Adeyemi running off and scoring a goal.
I just retweeted it because I did write an article about Bayern Munich. Of course, are trying to do everything, it seems, to get Gregor Kobel at one point, right? They even hired his favorite goalkeeping coach now. And the goal impact, the company that it's sort of like a plus minus statistic that they use, right, to sort of show the impact of a player.
Thank you for listening to Believe. You can show support to your host by subscribing to the show and giving us a 5-star rating on your preferred platform. Check us out at Believe.com and search for BLEAV on YouTube.